Yeah, what's up? That's on my gym playlist. I don't even listen to hip hop anymore. It's more hyper pop, crazy stuff like that. I love it. So
Oh, nice. It sounds cool. I mean, better than my like brutal hate the world metal list.
metal. I
Oh
mean, you
yeah.
need metal sometimes on a playlist. You need it. Some Judas Priest will carry you through a hateful gym session. So very necessary.
Oh, I always
Yeah.
like Disturbed.
hmm
I
All right.
Disturbed is
So
so
welcome everyone. Another edition of Nuclear Live. We're here with Jack Napier. You guys know who I am. I'm Nuclear Calillo, known for just making a really explosive thread on Twitter about dating and how real and authentic it is, as opposed to what everyone thinks it is. You can follow me on Twitter. It should be on the screen right there. And I'm also streaming on Twitch. And if you guys have a Twitch channel, you guys play games, let me know and I'll follow you back. Please, Jack, introduce yourself and tell them who you are.
so I never know where to like how to describe all of this. My name is Jack Napier. I started a YouTube channel about 3 to 4 years ago talking about self-development books, which kind of snowballed into something way larger than I could have ever imagined. And I am now the narrator for Troy Francis, Aaron Clary. I've done some for Carl from Black Label Logic, and I am also a personal trainer. I have a history in that as a like daytime job, and then people started asking me for fitness advice. I started giving it, which grew into a bit of a coaching business. And right now, my program, I have one spot open. I only train 5 people at a time. I'm sure we'll put a link up somewhere. And I also have a flagship podcast, of course, a white guy with a podcast on Friday evening together with Rob Says from robsays.net, who you've had on before,
hmm
talking about just our daily lives, the normal week, and our experience in dating, which completely does not reflect what is going on Twitter. So yeah.
All right, that's Jack in a nutshell. There's much more to him, but those are the important parts. So go ahead
Oh,
and
even more. My God.
I'm sure that a lot of you guys that follow me follow him because he's the first. I did my first show with him and Rob. So, but if not, go ahead and give him a follow. And he has a lot of great content and um, and a lot of good fitness content too. So the topic of today is I already did a personal show on this, but I felt like Jack has a lot of value to add to this. So the topic of today's show is, do women like gifts? And we live in a culture now where now we're seeing like kind of like the dark parts of dating and courtship. And a lot of that involves like sugar daddies. A lot of all of it involves women going online and complaining that men aren't giving uh husband treatment and not giving them extravagant dinners, dates, and all that stuff. So we're gonna discuss that today. Hold on, let me something's on my mouse here. Let me put up some of these chats. All right. We have Kate. Hi. Hi Kate. Good morning. Thank you
Hello.
for coming for tuning in at 9 a.m. Daniel. Hi Nuke. Hey Daniel, what's up? And then we got a good morning from Alpha Sloth. Howdy. Howdy, Alpha Sloth. All right, so we'll get right into it. Um so Jack, so what let's start with your opinion on overall, if you could sum it up in one sentence, do women like gifts? What would you say? If you could sum it up, I know it's hard, but if you could sum it up in one sentence, what would you say about women and gifts?
As long as it's outcome independent, yes.
Ah, yeah, very important. Yeah, we like remember, guys, if you give anyone a gift and expecting something in return, you're gonna let yourself down and you're gonna put them under pressure, and you're both in an uncomfortable position, right? So a gift should be the gift should be you want to give it just for the sake of giving it because you want to do something nice for someone, right?
Hmm.
um so when it comes to gift giving, um do you think it matters who's it from, or is it a gift is a gift no matter what, or does it matter more who gives the gift?
That's a good question, actually, because there, hmm, I truly think it is indeed, it matters who gives it as well and
Hmm.
what they give to. Because, and I'm trying to look at this from a female perspective. I'm
Yeah.
trying, like we're not the same. It's kind of like when girls try to look at it from a male perspective. It's not going to happen. But
Hmm.
I can imagine that if you have a first date with a guy and he immediately shows up with flowers or whatever, you internally kind of go like, what the hell? Like, what did I do to deserve that kind of thing? What are you doing? Like, you don't need to bribe me.
Hmm.
Maybe like they'll, and we've seen this before, they say they like the gesture, but internally they kind of go like, what's up with this guy? Like, why is he giving me this right away kind of thing?
Yeah. I think there's this account, Billy Bad Billy Pratt. I don't know if you've seen him. Big.
Oh, welcome to hell. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The Welcome to Hell guy, hilarious account. Kind of black pill doomer, but still funny. Like I'm okay with black pill as long as they make it funny, right? If as long as it's hilarious, right? And he has this. He had a really good tweet the other day, or sorry, a tweet, and it said that a lot of women. So he was responding to a woman that said like, stop. You know the typical TikTok, IG female dating coach or girl that's been ran through or whatever that says, ladies, stop going on dates just for coffee or drinks, demand a dinner, demand this, blah, blah, blah. Right. And his response was usually he gives a very like facetious, kind of like sarcastic response back, but he said something very like prolific or very deep. He said, the reason um you're not attracted initially to men that give you lots of gifts and like big dinners and like just spend money, lead with their money and lead with giving you stuff, is because they're a lot of times they're overcompensating for a lack of charisma game. So they have to lead with this stuff, and you're attracted to the charisma and not the gifts itself, right? The gifts is an afterthought, it's an extension of you as a person, something to that effect. And it was a really good tweet, and I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty much like like you said, like if you show up with roses or flowers on a first date or something, right? or
Yep.
or really expensive dinner, like egregiously expensive. I understand if you go out and get a croissant, or just say, I'm going for lunch, you want to grab a salad, it's on me or something, like whatever. But if you're leading with expensive things, relatively speaking, you're communicating to the girl that this is how you get girls, is by using money that you lack somewhere else. It may not be true, but that's the communication you send. So
Well, exactly. But that's the whole thing with most gifts. Look, and the internet is not real. Let me start there. The internet is not real.
internet
It's
is
a
not
place for people to vent and post and piss vinegar, because you see a lot
Piss
of
vinegar.
girls. Yeah, it's a
That's
bit of a
funny.
rough Dutch translation,
Hmm.
aside pissen, which just means bitch and moan.
Hmm.
But you see guys bitching and moaning in there. You see women bitching and moaning in there. But it's like, I wish men would give more gifts and blah blah blah. And it's kind of like, look, I would love the men who are in my life to be a bit more giving. That's how I read it. Not men
Mm.
in general, but the men they're hanging out with. Same as guys. Like, I wish women would be more blah blah blah. No, you mean the women in your life. Because in all honesty, the women I've had in my life were nothing but pleasant. They
Hmm.
were giving, they were caring, they were enthusiastic to see me. And in return, what every now and then happened, because the best gift I ever gave a girl was Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo GameCube.
Dude,
She had a
nice.
GameCube. Yeah, she had a GameCube, and she had a GameCube, and at a certain point, we were dating for 6 months or whatever, and we usually did Mario Kart together. And I'm like, dude, she doesn't have Super Smash Brothers, kind of thing. And she loved Zelda as well. She didn't have Wind Waker, and I'm like, those are two games for the GameCube you gotta have. And I ordered
Yeah.
them online, and I can't remember what it was. I just felt like it. I looked them up; they weren't that expensive. I ordered them. I gave them to her. She was like, "Why? Why are you giving that to me?" I'm like, "You have a GameCube, but you don't have the best games around."
Hmm.
She could have thrown them in the trash or whatever, but I was like, "No, I just want to give that to you because we have a fun time together." you're starting to like mean something to me
Hmm.
and do with it what you want. But I truly think you should have played these games,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
you made someone's day regardless of, you just wanted to do something nice for someone regardless of the outcome.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um,
Exactly.
let's get Alpha Slot's chat up here.
Nice.
Alpha says gifts should be few, either very specialized or just silly Skittles man sort of stuff. If your presence and charm
Exactly.
isn't enough, then that's what you need to work on. Yeah. Never lead with gifts. Lead with yourself, and then gifts will be an extension of who you are. Right. Um, yeah. All right. So that already covers my second point. My second point is like never lead with gifts, but I mean Alpha Sloth already covered it. Looks like.
Like
So
gifts are kind of earned. Well, not per se earned. I'm getting a real distaste of the word earned,
mhm.
but I haven't found a better way to describe it yet. Where it's like time. Well, maybe not per se earned, but they come with time investment. It's the same as the dinner dates, where it's like you don't take somebody you just met or want to get to know to a dinner date because, first of all, dinner dates are for eating. And I don't know about
Mhm.
you, but I rarely talk during eating. It's like, no.
Yeah. Also, you're stuck. Like you're eating a 3 course meal probably, and what if she sucks and you're just stuck? You can't cut it short. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be awkward. So, but yeah, very true, very true.
Hmm.
All
And that's
right.
the same with gifts, where it's like, well, first of all, I'm not going to lead with a gift because I don't feel the need to bribe you to like me.
Mhm.
I am confident enough in myself to
Yeah,
know I don't need any material goods to
yeah.
persuade you for that.
You wouldn't give a stranger a gift unless maybe a homeless person you give them, but that's out of need or that's just so you could feel your altruism. But you wouldn't give a
Mhm.
stranger a gift out of nowhere. They would look at you weird, and women are the same way. They're just human. So if you give them a lot of gifts in the beginning, um, they will they will feel weird, and you already started off on the wrong foot, right?
It's almost an obligated thing where it's like, oh
Yeah.
crap, he's giving
You,
me a gift. And this is what I like about you a lot is that you understand that subtle difference between, oh, you don't give her a gift because she needs to prove herself, or how we like to look at it, where it's like, look, most gifts come from a position of undervalue of oneself. We're coming from the position of not giving a gift, where it's like, we don't feel the need to give you something to persuade you to like us.
mhm,
Instead of, oh, these hoes ain't worth it. We're not saying that. We're
mhm.
saying we don't know yet if you're worth it.
Yeah, and that's okay. That like it's not it's very weird to automatically start interacting interfacing with a person and
Yeah.
then already have that expectation that you have to give them something with nothing in return, even though like, because gifts at the end of the day, it's not out of obligation. You do it because you want to you
Hmm.
know
Yep. And I see a lot like guys doing that on the first date where they feel that need to give something,
hmm
where it becomes a value. No, in a transaction, it becomes transactional
yeah.
already.
Let's see. Let's see some others chats. uh let's
BS
see.
Hallmark obligation. I have yet to
uh
receive a Hallmark card.
All right. Evil Billy says, "Is there a difference between charm and charisma?" I saw an
Oh,
argument on Twitter. What do you think,
interesting.
Jack?
Yes. Yes, there is. I think charisma is the non-verbal version of charm. I think charm is verbal and charisma is the non-verbal version.
Okay. So charisma is just the way you carry yourself, how you look, how you
Yeah.
move. Okay, I got you. And charm
Charisma
is
is
like,
swagger.
yeah, and then charm is like how you speak, how you deliver speech. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. I think that's a good distinction. Kate Ann says Alpha Soft exactly experiences over stuff. I'm a minimalist. Now, see, when it comes to like dealing with women and gifts, a lot of women do not like physical stuff. A lot of them would prefer an experience, right? Like, let's say you're dating a girl, you like her, things are going well. She may prefer a cheap bottle of wine at the park while looking at the sunset, right? Over, you know, like a teddy bear or something like that, right? There's girl you, and that's on you to know. Just like she's probably even thinking about giving you a gift, because nowadays girls give gifts too, guys. Believe it or not, I've gotten a lot of gifts from girls. A lot of the stuff that I have hanging up here, women was a woman that gave it to me, you know, and that's a beautiful thing as a man. Especially if there's any ladies besides Kate in the chat. We men, we don't ever expect anything physical from a woman, like gift wise. So if you give us even a little bit of trinket, we will hang it up. If we like you, we will hang it up. We'll put it up there, and we'll brag to all our friends, like, "Hey, this girl got me this, this cool thing." Or
I mean, it's the other way around as well, right? I can remember finding this was like this miniature teddy bear. I found that on the ground. And it was like it wasn't dirty or whatever, and it was still whole, but I cleaned it up a bit, whatever. I put it in my front pocket of my sports jacket. And I arrived at my girlfriend's place and I just took it out. I'm like, look what I got you. And she loved that thing. She
Mhm,
said, put it in the closet or where she could always see it, kind of thing. I'm like,
mhm.
you do know I just found that, right? She's like, yeah, but you thought of me when you found it, kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
you saw that teddy bear, you thought it looked cute, and you gave it to me.
yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Skittles, man. Remember that post from Royce?
This be a Skittles man. Yeah, that made
Yeah.
everyone love that. Everyone loved that post. I remember.
Yeah, I wonder how many guys actually like get it, where that whole thing comes from that place indeed of outcome independence. Like I want to give you this. Like this is I find that this has meaning. The act of me giving this certain thing to you to me has meaning, and I want to be meaningful to you, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm using too
Yeah.
much meaning.
Um. Okay. We have Alpha. Yeah, earn sounds transactional, but I know what you mean, Jack. It's trust and comfort thing, not some BS Hallmark obligation. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're giving a gift when you and the concept of transaction is in your mind at all, then it's not a gift. It's leverage. You're using it to leverage, and that's not a gift. There's a difference between a gift and leverage. Like I understand that, like in politics and company and corporate settings, like giving gifts is like goodwill and kind of like like art of war stuff. But when you're dealing with a girl you like, gifts, leave the gift, separate the Machiavellianism of dating and gift giving. Like gifts should be something you that comes here, and if you give it to her and then 2 days later she says "f you," you shouldn't be asking for that gift back. You say, "Well, it happens."
No.
Unless it's like an engagement ring, then that's more legal stuff. But let's see.
Did you
Kate
see the
said, "Is it?"
guy who
Yeah, go ahead.
uh who gave who bought his girlfriend a new floor for her apartment or something like that? And it was on Twitter today. And he found out that she cheated, and then he just demolished the floor.
Oh yeah, I saw that
The
dude. Like just
hell?
doing the holy crap because he can't take the floor back. So
Mm,
man, that was a very emotional response.
mm.
Yeah, that's a guy who's never seen the dark side of like who's never accepted the dark side of women and just can't walk away because you can get in legal trouble for that. Like
Oh yeah, that would be
yeah, they can spin that against you so easily, but that's a very emotional response. Like, man, if that were me, I would just get that jackhammer, take it to a mountain, and take my rage out on some rocks, not on a floor. I've just,
I have come to the emotional state where it's like, you know what, money can be earned back, time can't. Let
mhm,
me let me make best use of the time I have now been given and use it
mhm.
wisely. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, she wants to treat me like that. Bye.
yeah,
But no, no, no.
yeah. All right, so let's see. Queso says the best gift she can receive is the satisfaction of contributing to your life if you have her admiration. Yeah, very true. Don't take guys when a girl wants to do stuff for you, don't say no. Like let her if she's like, let me clean your kitchen or let me help you do this. That in itself is a gift because letting people feel important and useful in your life. Even in the military, when I was in the military, sometimes giving tasks to guys that everyone thought were like bad workers or irresponsible, if you give them a bigger task, they would rise up to the challenge sometimes, because you're giving them like the privilege, or not, I won't say privilege, but like you're giving them the opportunity to prove themselves. And that's, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to prove themselves, right? Girls know that they can throw sex at you and get you interested for a while, but when you start giving her the tools to elevate herself in your eyes, she's gonna really appreciate that. But she's gonna be like, wow, like I know that I'm having sex with this guy, but he's letting me be a better woman, and now I feel like I have an advantage over the other girls, or the past girls, right? I don't know, it doesn't make sense at first, because feminism will tell you, "Oh, I don't want to do anything for the express purpose for a man," that. But inside of real life, in a real relationship with real people, even me, if a girl says, "Hey, can you help me with my car?" Obviously, as long as we're in that part of the relationship where we're close, I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course, I'll help you with your car or stuff like that, right? Because as humans, we are designed to help each other, and then we show value most of the time by our usefulness to society, to each other. Not the only reason, but yeah, it just so being allowing someone to be useful in your life is a gift in itself. So yes, very very important.
Mhm. At a certain
Um,
point, the gift indeed is time. I had a very
mhm,
interesting conversation with a friend of mine about this, where he came to the conclusion that all interactions are transactional. And Aaron Clary has come to this conclusion as well. And I don't disagree, however, view it from the perspective that at a certain point, the coin of the realm becomes free will,
mm,
where, let's say, the time together or personal time is the thing that's being transacted. And the only person who can decide about that time being transacted is the individual. That
mhm,
individual has to be emotionally invested for them to make the decision to spend said time with you. So even though it is transactional, the place it comes from is virtuous, or
mhm.
at least positive towards you, depending on how you want to phrase that.
Okay. Yeah,
And
you
that's
can't.
how,
Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Well, and that's how I see like basic human relationships, like between man and women, where it's like the greatest gift she can give me is show interest, because I don't care that much for material goods, and if I want something, I'm like, I'll save for it myself. And like the things I really want, I don't expect anybody else to buy that for me. Where it's kind of like, no, I can't expect that. And
Mm,
so my what I value most that somebody can give me is their time, kind of thing. Like, hey, want to spend time together? I don't care what we do. Like, want to play video games together? Want to go walk together? Or want to whatever? As long as it's not eating together, then I'm fine with a lot. Yeah, I don't know, man. The personal thing.
mhm.
It's like, no, I don't like eating together.
Yeah. Valerie Thong says it's the thought that counts. Yeah, it's really simple. Like it's a simple phrase that we've had for a long time. It's the thought that counts. So,
Hmm.
um, let's see. Alpha Sloth says, Kate, it works better in general. I'm all about coffee to screen than action dates. A well-traveled nature trail or quick kayak, John on the lake. It also screens out of shape indoor types. Yeah, that is true. Outdoor stuff. Um, Here in the United States, I do not recommend doing outdoor stuff first because of the unless you're in a like if you're in a city or a state where like Colorado or Washington State, where it's like everyone is a nature person and is out, then yeah, it should be it's okay. But I think a place like Texas where we're just flat, I wouldn't try to do something out there, especially the weather too. It's hot. Um, Alpha Slaw says if she can't drywall, is she even worth your time? Ryan Stone paraphrase. Yeah, if she can't if she can't lay tile down in your bathroom, is she even worth it? A
Exactly.
man.
A man with
A
Asperger's.
man with
But it's
Asperger's.
actually funny. Like the Ryan's old lady is actually like into carpentry and shit like that. He's told
Mhm.
me stories where it's like, yeah, god damn it, her dad got her a new nail gun.
So she's working on that's funny. A
Especially
lot
when you
of
like read Twitter, like a real man does this, and he's sitting there playing Minecraft. Got
oh
the
man
best
posts, yeah.
relationship out of all of us.
Um, yeah. Valerie Thong says a lot of men and women are posting their dirty laundry online. I wonder what kind of impact this will have on future generations of dating. What do you mean, Valerie? Like like bad experiences or like pornography or their hate for the other gender or what do you mean by that? All right, hold on. All right. Men conflate. Queso says men conflate gift giving with building value. Gift giving should occur as a reward of desired behavior. Ultimately, this makes it transactional. No. Yeah. Well, exact. Well, look at it this way: you don't give gifts to someone that doesn't like you or doesn't respect you. First off, right? How do you know if she respects you? Well, every man has a different metric because we're all different. But for me, I say personally, I'm going to ask you this too, Jack. How do I know it's time to start giving girls gifts or the magnitude of the gifts? For me personally, anything like dinner date, um, like let's say a nice dinner, a nice dinner, right? She has to prove to me that she's not seeing any other guys. That's my metric. Um, and how does she prove that? Doesn't mean actively like, hey, are you seeing other guys? But I need to know that if you're not disappearing for 2 weeks and then coming back and then we're gonna hang out like we're girlfriend and boyfriend, right? If we hook up or we go on a date, if we hook up and you disappear for 2 weeks and then come back, you know, and I'm not chasing you, I'm not like in your DM. I'm like, I set up next day, you're like, I can't, and then I'm like, okay, and then you come back, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. I'm not gonna do that kind of stuff for you, right? Because what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're proving to me is that I am just a means to an end. Like you don't want to get to know me. Maybe the sex was good, or you just liked, maybe you liked how I look, or whatever. But that's my metric. I think every man is different. But for me, I need certain things in place before I start giving gifts, and that's not to say that like your chastity is like I'm paying for your chastity. That's see a lot of guys will say that, but first I need to know like, hey, I'm not gonna give you cutesy things like you know, I'm not like for like if I'm dating a girl with a dog and I'm at a pet store, I'll get her dog a little $4 bandana. I think, but I need to know that hey, no other guy is doing that for you before I start doing thoughtful gifts, like gifts that I'm like, hey, so and so would like this, or so and so's dog would like this, right? And I've made that mistake in the past where, you know, I've given girls thoughtful, not expensive, but thoughtful gifts.
Been
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and it bit me bad because in your mind, and here's how the male mind works, right? In your mind, you're giving thoughtful gifts, and in the moment, you're not thinking, this is in the moment you're like, it's just like a little gift. It's only $4. But the way over time you do this is that you start thinking, oh, I'm building value with this girl. Oh, she's starting, I'm doing all these things for this girl. And I'm not like buying her anything super expensive, but the thought you're going to trick yourself into thinking you have a relationship with a girl that you may not have that type of relationship with. And the problem here is that a lot of women will not say no to gifts, right? They will accept it, or they will not discourage you from giving them gifts or anything like that. They'll take it, right? And who could blame them? So for me, I need to know that you like me, and not just we're not just a casual thing. I need to know that you're going that extra. Now there's exceptions. Now there's other things, right? But um, yeah, that's for me. How about you, Jack? How do you see giving gifts as rewarding good behavior? I know you touched on it lightly before.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't even know if I look at it like that. It's more of an investment kind of thing. Like, how long have we been hanging out? And how long have I seen her putting forward the effort of being able to spend time with me, kind of thing? Like you just mentioned, like, am I the only guy in her um in her life right now that's getting her attention like that? And there's You'll never know for sure, but there's ways to be like 99% sure where it's like all her available awake time goes to you or showing interest in you. It's like
Mhm.
they keep texting you. They every free time they have, they want to spend with you. They'll
Mhm.
make the time. They'll make it happen. Going
Yeah.
from there, you can kind of like calculate where it's like, if there's another guy, where the hell is she gonna get the time from? That's one
Exactly.
where it's like,
Great. Yeah.
I like I don't know about you, but I don't know where you like get those other extra hours that you're not with me or at work or whatever. Oh, she's probably banging the guy in the broom closet at work. It's like, yeah, whatever. You and your fantasies have fun. Or maybe it does happen, but
Yeah.
like if she keeps texting you at work, whatever, it's kind of where you're like, And that's how you like notice as well where things are going wrong when the attention she's giving you is on the downturn,
Mhm.
and that's where you know when you need to pull back. But I go at it from that perspective of how long has this been going on? Like, okay, well, and then since you are invested in her on the daily, that giving gift thing becomes more outcome independent, where it's like, hey, I noticed something that reminded me of you and I just gave it to you. I'm like, yeah, I bought it for you. Here you go. And
Yeah.
that all depends on like how long that time investment has been going on. But that's also a perspective of gift giving, where it's like, why do I give or why do I give gifts? Well,
Mhm.
because I know this person and I value them. I have that with friends where it's like, oh, your birthday's coming up, what do you want? And I don't even look at the amount. It's like, what do you want?
Mhm.
And it is boom, done. It's like, are you insane? No, I care. Done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
Um.
And that's the same with girls when that has been going on for a while. And if all of a sudden she breaks up, well, sure. I mean, shit happens. Might hurt, but I haven't given that gift from a perspective of needing to persuade her.
Yeah. The gift giving debate or the gift giving discussion or whatever. Both sides seem to be very lost in how it works, and well, I think it's like I see it the way is like with your friends, right? Um, women. A lot of women. What I notice is that women that have been in relationships where they weren't happy or they didn't get anything out of like it was 6 year relationship, they never got engaged, or they're they got cheated on or whatever, whatnot, right? Um, they come out of that and their demands for men or the men's behavior. They want the comfort first, and then they think that the arousal will happen. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works, right? So that's why you have women saying, oh, he needs to give you husband treatment and qualify to be your husband before.
Do I look like a husband type to
Yeah,
you?
also like that's not how attraction works. Like first is arousal. Like you need to be turned on enough to even for me to even exist in your world. And then once we have a relationship where neither of us is trying to take advantage of the other, and we're just both on the same playing field and we see each other as humans, um then I'm like, yeah, of course I'll take you out to dinner, and yeah, of course I'll get you a teddy bear if that's what you like. Of course I'll plan a day at the park with a bottle of wine and stuff like that, right? That there's no issue with that. But to say that you need, it's two sides. Like the girls will say, hey, he needs to take you out to dinner the first day, and he needs to like start, buy you a dress, all this stuff, right? And then the other side is the guys are like, hey, if you don't make a certain amount of money, she's not even gonna notice you, right?
It's
Which it's another thing because that implies that in order for a woman to be happy, she needs you to be obviously you need to be financially secure, have your shit together, right? But um
but it all comes down to like, I feel I should get the husband treatment from him.
mhm.
Meanwhile, they go to the bar, meet the handsome homeless drummer, and all of a sudden, oops, he fell with my dick inside me.
Yeah,
It's like, or his
that
dick
one
inside me. Apologies. It's like,
that one doesn't count.
yeah, that one doesn't count. Where it's like, look, I want a pony too. Know what I'm saying? Like, I want a pony too. Every time I see somebody online saying, I want this, or men should do that, or women should do this, I'm kind of like, you know what? I want 23, 19-year-olds with a small waist and a C cup. That's what I want. And I expect that from the world. It's like, sod off. I don't
Yeah.
take anything that people say online seriously, and neither should you. Did you see that horrible Coach Greg Adams quote? Like, men are in love, women are in business. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry for you. I am absolutely so sorry for you that you view the opposite gender like that, and that you haven't had the experience of a woman crawling through glass just to be with you,
Yeah.
because that is what that tells me. Or when women whine online about, I want a man to treat me better, I'm like, girl, I am sorry you gave it up for the douchebag who wanted nothing more than your coochie, but that's not my problem.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it like I've had some really bad
Exactly,
women.
Billy.
Yeah, I've had some really bad women in my life. Not bad women, right? But women that just took and took and took out of my life and really never get back, or girls that left out of nowhere or whatever. But that's why I keep all my love letters that women
Okay,
have ever written me.
maybe a bit of a personal question, but did she
Mm.
take and take and take, or did you let her take?
Um,
And I'm not saying there aren't evil women out there, but what I'm saying is women will act as shitty as you let them.
right. Here's what it was. They acted amazing, perfect, amazing, helpful, and then gone.
Hmm.
Right, and see, and that's the thing about messy relationships can get really messy in that people on the outside try to break it down into a very nuts and bolts, which that's it's good because when you're outside of something, it's easier to analyze it looking in, right? But like, as human beings, our good parts sometimes win. So if I see a girl, doing me favors, the sex is amazing, she's no drama, very nice, you know, very polite, dresses nice for me, even if it's just casual, even if it's just, you're going to want to do nice things for that person. And that's the hard part. Like, as much as I want to, a lot of guys want to be really cold alpha players or whatever. You're a human being, right? And when a girl comes through and brings you snacks and wants to show you a new anime and watch anime with you, you're just like, the next day you're like, I'm gonna make breakfast for this girl, I'm gonna make her coffee because she's like. But then, like, that's the thing, the problem with men is that we're builders, and then no matter, even if it's super casual, we see this and we're like, man, I could do this forever, so subconsciously, are not the I want to do things for you to have sex with you part comes in. It's I want to do things for you because you're in my tribe now. You know, like when my friend comes over and he's in my tribe and he checks up on me, I crack out some beers, or I'm like, hey man, I made some chili. You want some? Because that's who we are as men. We whenever someone comes into our tribe, we want to help them and make sure they're taken care of, right? And that's that weird part where um when girls do good things and you do good things for them, you start your I think your monkey brain starts saying, "Tribe, you're one of us, one of us, one of
One
us."
of us.
So you have to manage your emotions and your innate biological drives, right? So it's not so much that I let them, it's just I let my own, it has nothing to do with them, right? I let my own like my own biology take over take over without knowing. And I realized, like, hey, it wasn't that she left out of nowhere. It was you tricked yourself into thinking she's on your team. As sort of family, she's got your back, which she did. But like, they got to do the best, what's best for them. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
All
I
right, we
mean
got more.
they are opportunists, and that's
Hmm.
fine. My humble opinion,
Yeah, they
that's
have to
absolutely
be.
fine. We can jump high and low about that and scream bloody murder, but that isn't going to change it. The only thing you can do is acknowledge it exists and then act accordingly. Be like, women go for the best available option. Be the best available option for her,
Yeah.
and then don't give me that six-figure nonsense. Not every girl has access to it, so shut up, kind of thing. Like, nobody
And a
knows
lot
your
of six
bank
figure
statements
guys are
at the bar.
dorks. Yeah, a lot of six
God,
figure
they
guys are
are.
dorks.
Fuck. My
and not the
God, have
good
you
way.
seen millionaires these days? They need to flex on Twitter. Like, I have $1 million, dude. If I had $1 million, you'd never see me again. Yet here you are on Twitter begging for attention from everybody else. Notice me. By God, man, you wish $1 million could buy a personality. Unfortunately, it can't. End
Yeah,
of rant.
you can't buy frame, you can't buy game, you can't buy
Mhm.
muscles.
Oh,
Um,
that's the best one you can't buy. You can't buy a good physique.
no, and
Man,
that's
I'm
the
fasting more days these days just to lose the winter weight. It's like, fuck.
yeah, and it's funny because you see people that get plastic surgery,
Oh,
and they'll
fuck
you
'em.
know they'll get the lipo, they'll, like women will get the BBL, the tits, and the lipo, right?
And the
But
tits
then
I can live with.
yeah, I mean that's fine.
Let's
But like
let's
three
get
months
that.
in, yeah, 3 months in, the weight comes back, and it's not because it's because their habits haven't changed. They just put like a little band-aid on a bleeding wound, and yeah, I've seen it. So women have to get like liposuction every like couple months or like once a year, twice a year because they just can't get it through their heads. Like, hey, maybe stop, change your habits, and you don't have to spend all this money. Like, go to the gym once, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and you don't have to get lipo. But yeah. Queso says
Nah.
there's an argument out there about not gifting lingerie to girls, but rather she should buy it. Her buying lingerie means she's qualifying to you. Does this make sense? Um, we'll get to that. I do have a blurb on like more of like sexual gifts and stuff like that. But on to wrap it up, make sure you don't give her lingerie before you have sex. That's weird. um, and also make sure it's the right size too.
Yeah, not the size you want, but the size she
Yeah,
has.
and yeah, make sure you have built enough comfort. You need a lot more comfort when you're giving sexual gifts than any. Like if it's a girl you just see every once in a while, then But if it's a girl that's like, and a lot of times girls will buy that. You gotta understand, guys, when you get that deep conversion from a girl and she's in your world and she wants to be with you and she's trying, um, you're gonna start realizing like anything goes. She is so plastic and molding herself to you, um, that she if you say I like green lingerie, she'll probably start looking it up and say I found these three. Which one do you like best? Out of
Mhm.
nowhere, right? So a lot of these questions will answer themselves. These questions, and it's not that they're not useful. It's that when you have the deep conversion, that true girl that I want to be with, or that wants to be with me, um, these questions will answer themselves. You'll find yourself working one day, and she'll text you like, "Hey, remember when we talked about lingerie? I found this one. Do you like it?" And you're just gonna say, "Yeah, sure, it looks nice."
Mhm.
And guess what? Question answered. So, all right, let's see if alpha social media, I guess, can be useful screening networking tool, but lots of folks use it as a crutch for validation. Yeah, that's how it is used. Bruno says, in case of lingerie, the gift isn't the lingerie itself, but the experience the lingerie will be a part of. Yeah, but understand that, like again, if you're already on the lingerie discussion, the girl really likes you. There really isn't much you can mess up at this point, right?
I've had a girl once text me a website. She's like, pick one. Like, oh,
Wow. You're
yep.
just like the relay sound from Mario Kart. Ping, ping, ping. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I have to make a soundboard. I want to use that as one of my things because that's what
Nah.
happens when I think.
But I
Sounds
like the one where we said like buy it for her, like the size you want, not the one she has. It's like, babe, you brought this bra 2 sizes too big. I can't wear this yet.
yeah. I bought a tennis skirt for Latina, and she had a big butt. It couldn't fit her around her waist. And I know the look on her face. I was like, oh, I feel bad now, but I don't know.
But
Um,
this is like a perfect example of like what is the 10 because I can guarantee you your 10 is not my 10 and
yeah,
vice versa.
I think I posted what a 10 is for me. Um, any woman that looks like Selena, basically. Like
Selena Gomez?
no, Selena Quintanilla, the Mexican singer that died in the 90s. Or
Oh,
yeah,
no, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
Um, that's my type, basically. And I could tell throughout the years because all the women I've dated, long black hair, curvy, cheekbone, like that's, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's my type. That's, I guess that's what I usually end up with. Uh,
Nice.
Daramo says, wait, isn't that a part of the song for the Naruto song?
I don't know. Could be.
Okay, never mind. Daramo says a gift early can give her an uncomfortable feeling of obligation sometimes. Yeah, like it's like when women say when you're on a date, women, I want something serious out of nowhere. It kills the interaction because now there's an obligation. There's like a mold, right? It's same thing when you give them a gift because you're already implying um something, and that puts pressure on people, right?
It's like I
Imagine you're
am
at
the
a
gift.
bar and somebody gives you a free drink that you don't know, man or woman. But let's say it's a man. Wouldn't you feel like, oh, what do I owe this guy? Like, what did he give me? You start getting worried, like this is undue. It's out of place. Unless he comes
Mm.
up to you and says, "Hey, man, um, I heard your story, or I just, I thought you were, even then, it's weird, right?" So, all right,
That's why I like to use if and when I'm out and I see a girl checking me out, I just walk up and I ask her, like, are you gonna stare all night or are you gonna buy me a drink?
yeah, it's a
She
good
just
one.
looks at me like, what the hell did you say? And I just stand there, shitting and grin. It's like, you heard me. You heard me. And then either she gets me a drink, she asks me what I want, or she's like, "Oh, you cheeky bastard," and we just start talking about stuff. Like, yeah, don't pretend I didn't notice you staring all night.
Yeah,
Like, come on, go for it.
yeah. They're begging for you to come over and say
How could
something.
they not?
How could they not? Exactly. Alpha Sloth says, as for lingerie, you let her pick it out unless she's giving it as a gift to you. I mean, shopping for that can be fun, but it's way more advanced level, even LTR stuff, not for the beginner level.
I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine shopping for lingerie with a chick. Like,
I
it's
think
like,
yeah, I think it's got to be each on their own end. Like if I'm shopping for lingerie, I want it to be by myself. I don't want to
I
go
can't
to the
imagine it.
store. Hey, let's get you
I
some
bet you look
panties.
great in it though.
hmm Yeah. Like I said, guys, like the whole like when it's more sexual gifts, like I don't know, handcuffs, lingerie, whatever.
I think
Um,
every man should own a pair of handcuffs
yeah, I
just
got I
because.
got a I got a some handcuffs back in my drawer, which my mom saw one time, and that was awkward because she came over, and my parents stayed in my bed, used my bed, and opening. I completely forgot. Like, hey, I should probably hide all the condoms, the all that kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure she saw it because my mom is very like she likes to open all everything. So that was very weird. I acted like nothing happened, and we moved on from there.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
mom,
know
for
that better.
yeah, you had to see that. Yeah. So the lingerie thing, guys, the sexual gifts. When you get to that point where it's even a topic, you're probably already like you're her daddy at that point, right? You have that deep conversion. She wants to please you. That's why she's bringing up lingerie, or she's happy that you're bringing up lingerie. There's not really much you can do to mess it up, right? Um, realize when you guys get that connection, that deep conversion from a girl, there's really not much you can do to mess it up, right? You can she'll ask you like crazy thing like what are your kinks or what do you like or how how you like do you like lingerie or what do you think of it? She'll show you pictures of her own lingerie or whatever. At that point it problem solved. Like just go along with it. She's happy that she's happy, she's just happy that you're in her life, right? um all right, Billy says Jack wants Sydney Sweeney. Is that true, Jack?
Of course.
Yes.
How could you not?
Yeah,
Still available, Sydney.
yeah, I like she's very very attractive woman.
Yep. So strange
Sorry.
with those girls. They're only like 5'3" or 5'4", and they've got knockers the size of your fucking head. It's like,
She has the heavies.
yeah, she got the heavies. She got the
All right,
small
let's do some
waist.
research.
Yeah, for science purposes, of course.
Yes, research and development purposes.
Yes, for the
Ah, I
sole
see what
purpose
you
of
mean.
procreation.
She's 5'3", 25 years. Yep, 5'3".
And she's got like knockers the size of your head. It's like, what
Wait,
the
what
hell?
movie was she in recently?
Recently, I have no
Wait, was
idea.
she in that one show with the teenagers and the drugs?
She was in Euphoria, I
Yeah,
believe.
Euphoria, right? Yeah, that's the girl that was crying in the mirror, and they do a whole bunch of memes of her. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
that's her. But it's
Let's
just not
see,
fair, man.
Valerie's.
Knockers night like that aren't fair.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
don't know what they're feeding girls these days.
oh man, I wish I knew. Start a fucking farm.
We need to research this.
Yes,
We need
yes,
a
we
lab
do.
somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
It's
Valerie
probably somewhere in
says,
Eastern Europe or Texas, one of the two.
yeah, somewhere remote. That's the worst part when their love seems to vanish overnight and you can't figure out why. Usually it's not you. I think Valerie is a girl, right? I know she has a female name. Is she a chick?
We assume she is.
Okay, Valerie, if you're a chick, right? We're assuming you're a chick. Um, I don't know what it is from your perspective too much. I know from my perspective is that women have timelines and women have needs, and women also if you are okay, I hate placeholder term. If you're an alpha to a girl, like she's captured by you, like you're the hottest guy in her life. You play on her emotions. You're like you have her in a cage, right? Well, not
A
physically,
kennel.
not like you. I tell you what to do. Like she's completely free, but she keeps coming back to you, right? What's happening is she there you're only meeting the emotional need of her needing to be with the alpha, but a lot of women can't stay with that option forever, right? So what they do is that they try to break free from that guy. So they give other guys a chance, like maybe the nicer guy or the guy that has money or stuff like that, right? Um, and women have to make a decision and be like, okay, I can be with this alpha guy, but he's gonna have what do you call it, boundaries. I have to constantly worry about him leaving because he has so many options. um he's passed every shit test I've thrown at him. There's nothing. Like if I'm with this guy, I'm going to be the one constantly stressed out and all that stuff, right? Which could be, if that's from a guy perspective, where a lot of women leave. Also, they get bored. They're like, okay, I've had enough of this guy. I'm done. I'm moving on. And also too, financial reasons. Like girls don't get really much financial things out of players, but when they gave a guy that's more willing to give them money, like we talked about first, and they realize like, wow, my bills are paid, or I'm getting free nails, and I'm getting this is nice. Like this guy, he's not that hot, but like I'm out of my bad financial situation. There's so many things going on that we as men, it's not worth even like overthinking it. You just, hey, move on. And a lot of times, girls like that always come back once their other relationship doesn't work. So, and then for a girl, I would say that you're dealing with a guy that um,
Has options. I don't know.
has a lot of options, and that's why girls like to get with nicer guys after dating an alpha, because it's the fear,
Oh, I needed to learn that, and I learned that the hard way. Is I still need to write that post. I need to write it. Maybe I'll write it tomorrow morning
Mhm.
if I feel like it. But the the Griffith moment, where it's like
Okay.
you look back on
Oh
everything
yeah,
you
we talked about that.
sacrificed,
Hmm.
and was it worth it? Where it's like, fuck, if I had just stayed over, or if I had just had that dinner with her. It's like, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
But it's like, no, no, real men don't stay over. It's just sex only. It's like, for fuck's sakes.
yeah,
Oh, there were a
um,
couple in there, Nuke, where I'm like, God, if I
yeah,
wasn't such a dick.
yeah. I always have those too, but I mean, it is what it is. Here we are. You know.
I mean,
Uh,
we learn, and then we like the Bailet activates, and the God Hand faces us, and they ask us for a sacrifice, and we say yay or nay, and then they show us the
yeah,
pile of nameless faces, where it's like you've already sacrificed so much. What's a measly 500 more worth?
yeah,
And then we get our Kingdom of Falconia, Berserk reference for people wondering.
yeah. Great anime, guys. Go watch it.
Mm.
Is there any way to kill that natural response? What do you mean? What natural response? Be
No, I can't
specific.
remember which one he meant.
No. Daramo says freaks. Nice. Okay. Hi, I want to. What the heck?
Just ignore that.
Okay. Taped. What the heck? Oh, it's on Twitch. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, Valerie says I could see that going a lot of different ways, and most of them don't end with sexy time. What is that? What is that a response to?
I think the gift giving where you give a girl a gift right away kind of thing. Where it's like, no, I give her the
Okay, a
gift of
10
me. I
for
am the gift.
a 10 for Nuke is probably Lisa Sparks. I don't know who that is, and I don't. I really shouldn't. I don't think I should look that up.
Don't.
But thanks, random person on the internet.
Oh, Deremo meant Freaks the movie. One of us. One of us.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. What Naruto song? There's like 20. True. Animes have like every 10 episodes. There's a new intro, so it's hard to keep
Sie
up.
sind das Essen und wir sind Jäger. Ha!
Yeah, I hear Euphoria is doing a 5-year time skip for the third season. Yeah, I don't
Oh
watch
no,
shows like that.
no, don't age Sydney. Sydney doesn't know. She needs to stay 23 or something forever.
Yeah, I'm a chick. Yeah, we know, Kate.
Only
We
on
know
the
you're a chick.
internet.
I hate brokies. Yeah, you made that a point.
I hate you too.
Funny how I never Valerie without seeing Billy first.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Are we doing some detective work
Hmm.
here?
Interesting.
Freaks movie one of okay, yeah, we talked about that. I meant lingerie gifts.
Kate
Um,
loves us. How could she not?
I could see that. Yeah, unless you guys have some kind of connection, don't lingerie should not be brought in. Make sure you guys are connected and have kind of like a lot of trust and rapport.
I mean, I am
Rapport.
so boring when it comes to lingerie, where it's like, is it black? Are they stockings? Good.
Good enough.
Yeah.
I like one pieces. I like one piece lingerie.
Ah, no, nah.
You like
I mean,
2 pieces?
yeah, it's like the stockings. And I don't even get all the only problem with stockings is to remove the thong, where it's like, it's always like, and you have to like loosen the stockings and things like that. So every now and then I just say, okay, you're gonna wear the stockings, but without the panties. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know, I like the one piece. I don't know why. I think it's cuz
It reminds you of Luffy.
probably. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I've had girls who've had the one pieces, but it can be interesting. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's just stockings, man. The heels, man. And I'm at that point where it's like, if I really get like a stable long term relationship, that at a certain point I just buy her the Louboutin heels, like the black heels with the red underside, the red heel kind of thing,
Mhm.
and just be like, here you go. I that done.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're gonna wear it 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of men too get satisfaction out of buying clothes for their women because it's like she's doing it for me. Hey, if that's you, man. Like
You know what I
I
find
like
straight? Hmm?
yeah.
Go ahead.
I just say that like I can see it, and sometimes like, and then there's levels to this. Like there's if you're not the type of girl to wear like black dresses, I'll buy you some like socks, some socks with like Shiba Inus on them or something cute. And then if you wear it around, and I'm saying, hey, wear your socks.
You know what I find
So it's
strangely
like, yeah.
like attractive?
Mhm.
It's just that fucking home look where it's like sweatpants and a hoodie, but there's nothing underneath, kind of thing. Where it's like,
Mm,
that makes it interesting.
yeah.
It's like, just a
Men were
simple thing. It doesn't always have to be complicated.
for me, what's a look that I really really like? Huh. I like the sporty looks, like yoga pants, going to the coffee shop, kind of look too. Just I don't know
I like
that I've always
the
liked.
thrift shop look as well. It's kind of
I like
like
baggy, like sweater, like vintage sweater and
yeah,
all that.
it's like a
Yeah,
hot chick wearing that, and you know she's hot kind of thing. Like I know what's underneath there,
yeah.
and then like she
Some good stuff.
surprises
There's
you at
some
a
good stuff.
yeah, like she
Yeah,
surprises you at a party or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I really don't care where it's just like wearing a hoodie or whatever. As long as the hair and the makeup is still there, I can work with a lot. And of course, like sometimes like very appealing clothing when you're going out is nice, but
Hmm.
I like it when a girl's comfortable around me as well.
Yeah, which
But
is
that's in the
important.
home kind of thing as well. So
Yeah.
you know.
All right, so we talked about lingerie almost ad nauseum. I guess we like the lingerie. We
Yeah, I
like to
guess
talk
we
about
did.
lingerie. So
Take notes, Kate. You're
yeah,
the only woman online we know, so
yeah. Um, a gift from an alpha is worth more than a gift from a beta, obviously, by an extreme magnitude. So here's an interesting part. Like there are guys that you can pick a little small flower out in the garden before going to see her. A little small little flower, you give it to her, and that'll make her weak. But and then a guy that she doesn't know or a simp or a beta will give her a Gucci a $500 Gucci bag, and she'd be like, "Ugh, okay, I guess I'll take this." You see how like the extreme magnitude of difference. So as you if you're the guy that she really likes, right? Um, you can give her a flower, like a little small little, small little garden flowers. You can give it to her and like, hey, yeah, I picked this on the way in for you, and
like that
it'll make
teddy
her
bear.
weak. Yeah,
Right? It's like that stupid teddy bear I found.
yeah,
It's
exactly,
just simple things like that. Or
because it's an extension of who you are. So
I am
yeah.
a cheap bastard.
um So yeah, and then be careful, guys. Too. Women are designed to extract resources from men, right? So make sure before you give a gift, make sure that okay. I don't want to say deserve, but like, make sure that you have that type of relationship with a girl that where if you give her a gift, you do it because you want to.
Yeah, and
So
not
you got to
because
really
you
be introspective and be like, why am I at a store trying to get this girl this? You know, um, not, hey, I bet she would like this. You know, that's how you have to think. And that's for anyone. For if your friend, your family, a girl, your mom, your dad.
yeah.
You don't give stuff to your parents because you want your parents to act a certain way. You don't give stuff to your friends because you want your friends to act. That's weird. That's manipulative, right? But if you same thing with a woman, like you say, oh, she would love this. Let me get her this, right? Make sure you're doing it because you want to do it, not because you expect anything in return.
Well, exactly. Like, is there outcome independence? And I
Mhm.
want to say something, but I think what I mean is gonna not come across, which is sad.
Mhm.
But if I put it as a question, I think I can get the point across. Like, have you ever gotten a blowjob just for being you? And if that answer is yes, then don't fear coming across as needy for buying a gift from her,
Mm,
if
yeah.
that makes sense.
You always lead with your charm and charisma, and once that does the heavy lifting, then the gift should be like the second punch, like the second, the follow up combo, right?
Yeah, the uppercut.
Yeah.
We're we are not advocating for violence. Let that be
No,
clear.
no, we're not. Um, uh, yeah. So like women, even if the woman doesn't like you, she'll still take things from you, right? So that's why we have to be careful with gifts. Like I have had friends who I had a friend who his wife was like a Twitch streamer, like a gamer,
Oh,
and
interesting.
she would get gifts from men in the form of like super chats, I guess the way they do it, right?
Hmm.
And he didn't mind, like whatever. But one day a guy sent her a like really expensive computer part or some part of a computer that was pretty expensive, right? And he told me like, hey, you need to give that back. Like that's like because from a guy to guy perspective, he's like, that's messed up, right? But for her, from her perspective, she's like, oh, he wanted to give it to me, so I'm married. They know I'm married, and they know that they don't have any chance with me, at least. But I'm just gonna take this expensive computer part this guy spent hours, of his life working for, and that's how a lot of women think that, hey, I'm supposed to get gifts. It's the way things work. It's in their biology. So
I am a woman. I'm supposed to get things.
yeah,
What?
pretty much.
Can't expect
Yeah,
me to work.
yeah.
Thank God. I have tits.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just be careful. And that's the problem, right? Because if I give a gift to a friend of mine, there's this innate like, wow, man, like thank you, appreciation. regardless if what it is. I can give you, you know, I can be like, hey man, I got you a ticket for a concert. You want to come with? They're gonna be like, oh dude, yeah, yeah, and then they're gonna get the Uber, and they're gonna like because it's your friend, you know, he understands the value you bring in his life, and vice versa. But for
Do
women,
you
you have to, yeah,
do you have that as well? And I had this conversation with a buddy of mine. He was moving
hmm
and he didn't ask me for help. I'm like, dude, the hell? Thought
yeah,
we were friends. He's like, yeah, but I don't want to rely on you. I'm like, mate, you're not relying on me. I'm your friend. Of course you
yeah,
can ask me, kind of thing. And then you get mad at him for thanking you. I
yeah,
had that. Like, it was helping my friend. So he finally understood that he couldn't do it alone. I helped him out, blah, blah, blah. I was fine with it. Like, I wasn't doing anything anyway that day. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, shut the hell up. Don't thank me. It's like,
yeah,
it's this weird dynamic with friends. Like, of course I'm helping you. Don't thank me for that. Come on.
hmm yeah. Gotta let your friends help you, man.
Oh, yeah, that's one too.
I'm a fan of sexy dresses. Yeah, you.
Then where
Um,
are they, Kate? Where are they? Pixar didn't happen.
yeah.
My DMs are open.
Gifts from one. So here's the sad part. Let's go to the negative part because we're all positive. Right? Let's balance it out, right? So here's the sad parts of like the gift giving culture nowadays, where like men are leading with gifts or with financial. They grind it all the way in their 20s. They're like that one post where the guy's like, I'm at this club and everyone's a hoe and I'm gonna go do cold calls instead of hanging out with my friend. Did you see that post?
Oh, that
Yeah.
one. Oh,
It's
that
like,
was a
dude,
parody, right?
I hope so because that's insane that you're at a club and people are enjoying their life and you're just like, how could these people be happy? You know, why aren't they doing cold calls and why aren't they grinding? You know, it's
Uh,
just
to a certain am I going to play devil's advocate here? To a certain degree, I'm going to play devil's advocate,
hmm
where I don't think it's a bad thing that you prioritize success over going out. I do, however, believe you shouldn't sacrifice it. And what I mean by that is I've had moments where I didn't go out because I was training and
hmm
I had to put in effort for like amateur powerlifting and shit like that. And most guys who didn't do it back then, who are now my age, look way older than they actually are. And people keep estimating me younger, kind of thing. So to a certain degree, I do like understand when people say it that don't waste your 20s on going out, but I would say don't sacrifice your 20s just for the grind either.
hmm
There should be a very healthy middle ground in there.
yeah. And like I said, like you're gonna burn out if you don't once in a while do degenerate stuff. You know, yeah. But at the same time, you're also gonna burn out if you only do degenerate stuff. So find your balance. It's gonna change as life goes on, and and there's people that simply hate loud music and hate. They just hate it, right? But then there's people that like they they don't like that other people are happy, not in the way they're happy. You know, like why aren't you guys hustling like I am? You should be happy. Like that should be the only source of happiness is the way I live. And I'm like, no, dude, not everyone's the same. Like some people, you know, like they're in a moment and they're in a space in their life, you know, where they just want to get messed up and party and dance with girls and be degenerate. Like who can blame them? You know, maybe they got out of a breakup, maybe they have nothing left, their life is in shambles, so they just need a drink. You know, like leave them alone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
let them go.
yeah, but where were we going with this? Oh, so yeah, these guys they grind, blah blah blah, and then they don't have that experience with women that they need, so they get to their early 30s, and they start, you know, they lead more with their gifts, status, you know, like look at me, I'm this, or I work for this company, or I'm this. Their identity is everything but themselves. And then it's sad because what especially on Facebook, um you'll see guys like on Valentine's Day where girls are posting flowers or girls are posting gifts and not the guy. Or
Oh,
girls are posting expensive dinners and not the guy. Or go, and here's a really sad one I've seen. Girls are posting engagement rings, but not the guy. You know, and if it's the guy, it's like 10 pictures of the ring and her and her friends and all that stuff and an inspirational quote, and then one picture of the guy. You know, and it's like this guy gave his whole life to you, and he should be the number one picture because it's not about the, you know what I'm saying? And that you don't ever, once you get to that point, you have zero game. Like, it's very obvious you don't know anything about women and you have zero game. That is like the last red flag of getting into a relationship, where the focus is more on her getting attention and free clout from the fact that she's getting married and not from you.
Oh man, I'm
You
so
know?
happy I'm podcasting with you today. I needed this.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but I see it all the time, especially with women I went to college with or to my age. A lot of them, like there's this girl on Facebook that I went to high school with, and she's gorgeous. She's a bottle service girl in one of these big clubs in Miami now. And I've seen her in and out of relationships, whatever, not my business. But then the other day, I'm like, man, she's my age. She hasn't had kids yet. She's gorgeous. She's probably around rappers and all that stuff all the time because she works like one of these high end clubs. And then she pops up one day and she's married to this guy, right? But 90% of her pics are her doing squats in front of the camera, bending over, doing squats in front of the camera, like booty cheeks, like right there in the gym, and inspirational quotes and all that stuff. And then like once a month, she'll post a picture of her husband, and she got married. And then whenever there's like a prompt on Instagram, like, oh, show us your married pics or stuff like that, and it's just
Mhm.
one pic of her and her husband, and then it's back to. And I understand her job, she's her job is that she's hot, right? But like I think that guy led with a lot with comfort and security instead of arousal. So she's in a space where, like, yeah, he's just another accessory to my life, not the center of it.
Yeah, but
And
that's even like Royce, where it's like women are able to marry out of safety instead of love. And that's where that beautiful Rolo chart comes into play. Blessed be his name, hypergamy, 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 of like the epiphany phase, where
Mhm.
women want to cash out of the sexual marketplace, which brings with it that phenomenon of safety marriages instead of marriage out of love. And it's just their biology. And I've seen it around me, even where guys are getting snatched up right now. They're hitting like their 30s, and finally they're getting some female attention, and they're just being
Mhm.
snatched up. And I'm kind of like, well, I'm happy ish for you, but I'm not going to deny that I don't see what's happening,
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. And
Yeah.
it's, and that's why I said I'm happy I'm podcasting with you today, because like I've been focusing too much on the negative of this space, because there's so much beauty in this space, because we should be thankful that we know that that is going on. We should be thankful for this space, for making it real for us to experience women actually wanting us instead of just having
Settling.
someone.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of guys out there who really need this space but haven't seen it. And I've said it before that there is a fate worse than death, and that is a fate of ignorance,
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, like my girl never wants to do anal, and then you figure out she's done anal with 5 different guys in college on tape, which is the extreme example, of course.
Yeah, it's hyperbolic, but yeah, we it's a very confusing time for a man in his life when he finds out that the woman that he's giving his life away to, that he's done everything by the book for, has has been has given everything to him at a price, but she's given it to other guys for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why girls don't like it when we're like, yeah, we're trying to hook up on the first 3 dates, and that's not because we're horny and we're horn dogs and we want to have sex all the time, which yeah we do, but like we're
Mhm.
disciplined. We men want to have sex, but we're so emotionally disciplined. Even the weakest emotionally man knows that he can't just proposition women for sex all the time, right? They know with men, we know this innately, right? But we do it too because it's a filter, and we don't want to be the guy that like is on the eighth date, seventh date, waiting a month, 2 months to be with you.
No,
To
because and that is, and I've talked to friends about this before because, like, I've pissed vinegar towards friends where it's like, God damn it, every now and then, like, you feel like you're a human dildo or whatever. And the first question they ask is like, yeah, but do you have sex on the first date? Because that's just a low quality girl. I'm like, let me correct you on that
Mhm.
because they're not.
Mm-mm.
Just because she has sex on the first date with me doesn't mean she's low value. That means she's into me enough to want that on the first date. Because
Mhm.
I've had very good relationships with girls who put out on the first date. So I
Mhm.
think that is just a garbage measure or stick of measurement. It's like, did she sleep with you on the first date? Yeah. I mean, just because you've never experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And
Yeah.
that's like one of those old order thinking things where like girls don't do that. Yes, they do for the right guy. And that's why it's very hard for me to have a date these days with a girl who hasn't put out on the first date because I just know in my heart of hearts that there's been a guy who she did do it for.
Yeah.
And that I've had girls who would put out for me on the first date. And then you're kind of stuck in the middle where it's like, yeah, what do we do with this kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
And
There.
it's not that we expect anything from girls, but we've experienced it from girls. That we now see that as the norm. Where it's like, yeah, if she's into me, of course she wants to get laid on the first date.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like, um, what's up, Red Hawk? Um, a, a lot of like, first off, like feminized men and like greater society, and women will see the push for sex on the first three dates, as like, we're bad or that like that. Like, listen, I'm going to be very protective of myself, my emotions, my money at first. But once you start proving to me that you are like mine, and I don't say mine like possessive, mine like you're not gonna go tomorrow and bang another dude in the morning and then come see me that same day. Like that's okay. Like I don't care what you do with your body, right? But I do care what you do with my money and my time. You see the difference? Like I don't care what you do with your body. If you go out with me and we hook up and the next day you hook up with another guy, that's not my problem. You know, that's not if that's what you like to do, great. That has nothing to do with me, right? But if you're doing that, but also you are expecting me to like start investing more in you, you gotta understand as a guy, we don't like that. We want to know guys with options want to know, okay, I have this option. I could have this other girl, but what makes this girl special? And what's gonna make her special is that she at least is trying to prove to you that you are the only person in her life. At least the fantasy of it lie to me. Like there's a difference between me. I'm not gonna sit in my apartment like, oh, she a hoe. Oh no, I don't know what to, like. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it, right? But
Assume, don't obsess.
yeah, I'm gonna assume like yeah, she's a young girl. She's attractive. She has social media, and she's probably maybe it's a breakup, and she just after a breakup, she's out there doing her thing, right? That doesn't mean that we hate you. And a lot of women think that because we assume this, we hate them. Like, no, you are under different market pressures than us, and you act differently. So I'm going to assume that you're acting the way that the market pressures and society is pushing you to, right? Now, once you in an implicit way prove to me, hey, um, man, this girl's really like she's doing everything to come hang out with me. She's like making time like in the middle of the day to come see me, and the sex is just getting better and better, and she's always available, and she's very pleasant, doesn't seem to have any, you know,
Does she
issues.
use her break to come over and have sex?
Exactly. A lot of women will do that. But then until then, we cannot give you gifts. We cannot give you that much time. You know, we're on the defense. You show us, right? You show us, right?
But I mean,
If
that alone, what a mental shift is that? I'm sorry I bring this up, but
Mhm.
I hung around some old friends of mine this past weekend, and I just felt as such an outsider. Where you can feel this mindset kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, like of course I'm not going to convince her to like me. This needs to be the other way around. I know I'm awesome, kind of thing. Like you're not being overly confident, but the dynamic has shifted so much, kind of thing, where it's like, no, I don't need to buy your approval. No, I don't need to show my worth to you. I
Mhm.
now know, we now know that all of this whole dating thing is not based on approval. It is based on attractiveness. Now, 9 out of 10 girls isn't going to find you attractive, just personal taste. But
Mhm.
because of the experience we had, we now know what a girl does when she's actually attracted to you. Instead of that whole lingering, endless process of needing to convince a woman to date you. It's
Mhm.
like, by God.
Yeah.
It's like, again, we really should be thankful.
Yeah.
Where instead of on the first date, we wonder, like, what do we need to buy her? We wonder, she gonna be cool?
Yeah.
Like, by
Is
God.
she does she like me? Because I don't like her unless she likes me. You know, like, and the thing is, like, we're on the defensive. Women they can have sex with whoever they want, and that's the problem. That's why the the traditional guys don't like the red pill,
Track
because
homes.
the trad clones, because basically what we're saying is like, hey, women can have sex with whoever they want now. They don't care about values. They don't care about any of that. They can have sex with whoever they want. Great. But because of that fact, that means that I have to change the way I do business with women, right? And the number one way is, hey, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. I'm annoyed, but we're all annoyed at all each other sometimes. That's normal, right? But I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot start giving you gifts. I cannot start acting like a boyfriend. I cannot start doing these things unless you give me something to work with. I cannot work with a kiss on the cheek hug and then you disappear for 3 days. I cannot work with that. That's not, you gave me nothing. But if we it's the second date, you're pleasant, we go back to my place, sex is good. Now I'm like, okay, I got something. There's something there because she finds me sexually attractive and she went the whole way. Now next step, hey, let's hang out again, and then we maybe hook up again, and then okay, cool, and then I get a text at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, hey, I was in the area, can I see you today? And I'm just like, boom, there it is, there it is.
Investment
That's what I
and
needed. Your
enthusiasm.
investment. Because you know what, I most guys that aren't fat, lazy, and plugged in blue pill can get laid at least once a month, right? But not every guy can get that
I
2 p.m. text on a Tuesday saying, "Hey, I'm in the area. You can I see you?" Or "Oh, I'll be. It's Wednesday at 10 a.m. Can I see you? Can I stop by?" That's that's when okay. See, everything is about appropriateness, and then you hooked up a fourth time, and you're just like, "Hey, you look good in green," and she's like, "Yeah, I have this set at home. I don't know if you're into lingerie like that," and you're just like, "Hmm." See, now I have something to work with. Now I can start introducing more sexual gifts and stuff in the bedroom. It's all about like when it's right. And the thing is, guys want to make things out of order. So they like first lead with this and lead with money, and then it gets once they lead with money, they're like, oh, now I have charm. Now I can be confident. I'm like, no, dude, you had to lead with your charm and your confidence first. That's not to say that if you're already rich and doing well in life, that you kind of like let her lead her to the fact that, hey, you might have money, right? But like always charm and confidence first. Once you get that hook, she hooks up with you, things are going well, then you can move on to the next step. Third day, you've already hooked up twice. Hey, you want to go get some? Want to go? I made dinner reservations for us. You want to go have fun? Because she is qualifying to you, and you cannot move forward from that. So
Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to put more effort into a girl and she just looks at you like, You fucking idiot. I just want to go to your place and get plowed.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of women are they give you here's like guys, here's how you know you're
Been
on a date
there.
with a girl and you've done enough, right? If you're on a date with a girl and things are going well and she looks around, start looking around kind of distracted and she says, "Hey, do you live near here?" You win. Go, do it. Go to your back to your place. Give her the plausible deniability. Hey, you want to be my puppy? You want to see this? You want to see my Charizard card? Whatever. Um Go do it. She's giving you she's saying, I enough. You dude, you did it. Like, okay, enough. I want you take
No,
me.
but even
I'm
with a
horny.
girl like who you like you dated her 3 times and you shagged every time, and then the fourth time you're kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna show a bit more investment, and you go for a walk or whatever, and she just looks at you like, we are gonna go back right now.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, Red Hawk has a good point here. Um, what did Jack call it? Annoying level obsession. Yeah. If you're not
Yes.
annoyed by the amount of like uh, social media posts she's sending you and attention you're getting from her, then do you really want it? Do you really want to
Man,
be? Yeah.
yeah. No, I've had friends, I told them that, and they're like, "Oh, but they're obsessed with you. That's not mentally healthy." I'm like, "Dude, for you, I can tell you right now, I've had girls who were mentally like fine. They were fine, nothing weird. They were just obsessed with me. It's like that you most guys always say, I would genuine desire. Most of you wouldn't handle it because actual genuine desire does border on like the crazy levels kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's okay. What
I
you've
love
done
it.
is created a very comfortable space for a woman. She likes you, dude. Like, and that creates a very comfortable space for a woman to be herself and kind of like let go and be a little obsessed, right? And
Mhm.
that says a lot. Women want you to win, right? So, um, while you're wasting your time pulling teeth with other girls, there's probably opportunity cost. You can be talking to another girl that maybe isn't as hot, or maybe her boobs aren't as big, or her butt isn't as big, or she isn't brunette or blonde or whatever. But this girl is like, if you tell her, "Hey, can you bring me some ice cream or bring me a bottle of wine or something?" and she'll be like, she'll change her whole day around just to bring you that, right? And that's the beauty of women, right? So,
Yep.
um, yeah. And Red Hawk says, "Yeah, who the fuck wants to be pulling teeth with any girl, no matter how hot? Yeah, don't do that to yourself. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna start disliking women, and that's what happens with a lot of
You're
black pill
you're gonna
guys.
post stupid shit on Twitter saying women are in business and men are in love. It's like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah,
man. Like,
like, dude, and I understand that like that type of girl isn't very common. A lot of girls just want to smash or see how much they can get out of a guy and stuff like that. But I'll tell you this: you'll be dating, and you'll be like, "Ah, I'm getting tired of this," and then one day that girl will come up that she's cute and really likes you, wants to be in your life, and she checks a lot of boxes, and then it's gonna be like you're a new man again. Like you'll see the birds chirping, and life is good. Obviously, your happiness doesn't depend on a girl, but like in that section of your life, you're gonna be like, okay, I just once in a while as a man, you need to feel that kind of admiration from a girl to help you keep dating, or else you can't go like 10 years of dating and never get that. You'll burn out, you'll dislike women, you'll feel used up. So,
you'll sing Disney songs and birds will randomly attack you.
yeah. 2 likes, 10 concurrent watchers, rookie numbers, guys. Yeah, it's Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. So I don't expect that much engagement, but I'm very surprised. So thanks guys for tuning in. Um,
Hit the goddamn like button and
Smash that
subscribe
like
if you
button, yeah.
haven't. Get my buddy Nuke up to 1,000.
Yeah, I want to hit 300. I want to hit 400 by the end of April. Um, we'll see. I'll keep pumping out videos. Most dudes wouldn't know genuine desire if they rip their pants off. Yeah, and also a lot of dudes
Oh,
are don't. A lot of dudes aren't ready for genuine desire mentally. They can't fathom. Like,
it's such a beautiful thing.
yeah, like, oh, a girl had sex with me on the first night. Ho, I was like, dude, it's not that she's a hoe. It's that you weren't ready,
But
dude. You just weren't ready.
why can't guys think like that? And like, oh my god, she had sex with me on the first date. She must be really into me.
Yeah,
Like, how hard is that to think? Like, of course she wants to have sex with you on the first date. You're awesome. No, she's just a hoe. Fucking moron. If I
yeah.
swear too much, just stop me. I don't want to be a dick. It's like,
No, it's fine.
it's like,
Um,
come on, people. Here,
Yeah.
Hawk will smash my like button. I bet you do. I
Yeah.
bet you do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just give yourself the opportunity to feel like you're the big man in her life, you know. And a lot of guys aren't ready for they aren't ready for a girl, and then, you know, that's why they say the word clingy. That's where the word clingy comes from. Oh, she's clingy. I'm like, dude, it's not that she's clingy. She likes you, and you need to
Be
accept
clingy.
that you are the man in her life. You prove
Mhm.
yourself. Rely. And if it gets too much, you know, here's what you do. You have sex with her until she
Passes
can't
out.
walk. Yeah, until she can't walk, and she'll need extra sleep, and then she'll leave you alone for a couple hours.
Hmm.
There you go.
That is often indeed
So, and also
the
sometimes, yeah, sometimes women, when they want sex with you, they will kind of annoy you and just buzz around you,
I
and
just
they,
had a conversation with a friend, and the things I said in that conversation cannot be repeated online. But I know where
yeah,
you're going with this. Where
yeah,
it's like,
it
yeah,
um, you have to understand that it's very when a woman wants you, she's gonna buzz around you a lot, and it's gonna be, you know, annoying, but it's like cute annoying, like, you know, she's texting me again, or she sent me this video or something, like. But guys gotta accept that that's just normal. That's not that she's something wrong with her, right? All right, moving on to the next thing. So yeah, avoid being that guy that's like gives gifts to a girl, then she takes that gift and flexes on social media. Like, how would you feel if you haven't even if you're doing all these things for women, and then she doesn't even post, like, she'll post your hand and a dinner glass, but that's it, you know. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, I guess there's varying opinions, but for me personally, I'm done with that part of my life where I'm not going to be doing anything extravagant for women unless there's a connection beyond we're having sex or I'm on a date with you, right? I need more, because I'm tired of I can't handle personally the fact that I'm giving you a thoughtful gift or a dinner or whatever like that, and then you going to another guy and him also doing stuff for you. I can't do that anymore. Like, that's done. But, you know, I'm in a different part of my life, so um yeah. And then ultimately, it's like you give a gift um because you want to, not because you want to create an obligation. You never want to create an obligation with a girl, because, as the great Rolo said, you cannot negotiate genuine desire,
yeah.
right?
And if you are in that state, No More Mr. Nice Guy is a great book on covert contracts.
Hmm. Yeah, and at the end of the day, be you don't want to be the guy that's marrying a girl that you were her escape, you know, her escape from the dating market, not her first choice, right? So,
Yep.
and that's like on a bigger scale, right? Imagine if you said, "Hey, I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to this girl," and then on the day you propose to her, she doesn't even post you. That's insane to me.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah,
she
no,
does, but
same.
it's
Yeah.
like one picture, and the rest are just her ring and her friends, and, you know. So that right there should show you, like, hey, you it's not genuine desire. It's basically you're her, you know, her escape
Yep.
from the
Like I
game.
said, I'm very thankful for this space. There's
Hmm.
so much good in it.
Yeah.
I think I should
Um,
look more for the good.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the red pill space, it's the thing is with the red pill space is that now no one knows what it is. It's funny. No one knows.
TRP archive. For me, that will always be the red pill guy swapping notes on forums, shit like that. And I don't know what Manosphere 2.0 tries to be, but having like a Holocaust denier on ain't it, man. That ain't it. Or a Brazilian fat kid who fucks trannies. That ain't it. That is
I don't
not
even know.
something
I
you
don't
don't
even know
want
who
to.
that is, but I
You
heard
don't
about the
want to.
drama with the Saucecast on that, and Rolo speaking about it, and I'm just like, geez, it's hilarious that they called that they're super chatting all that stuff during the show. I could imagine.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you
but
imagine?
like,
What's her name? The girl that the showrunner girl that was like reading those super chats, and what
yeah,
her reaction was? She must have been like, what's going on here? Is this the red pill? Is this the manosphere now?
Yeah, no, like I said, go back to the archive. Archwinger, Red Pill School, Blue Pill Professor, Human Sock Puppet, Chesty, Curvy, Ryan, Uncle Vaz. Uncle Vaz is my favorite. Holy shit, that man is almost 60 years old, still does volleyball, lives somewhere on the beach or whatever, has stories just amazing. If there's one man who I want to have on my podcast, it's Uncle Vaz. By God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
Oh, he has some great posts. He figured out or he had a post about tall chicks.
mhm.
That tall chicks like crave to be dominated because most guys are afraid of him. He kind of figured it out. He's like, yeah, I approach tall chicks all the time because I know what they want.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty cool.
yeah. Women, they're not like there's like this thing where like taller women want I want a guy that's taller than me. Like no, tall girls are lonely, and tall girls are also
Oh,
they don't they need that dominance in their life because that's what they're lacking. You know.
it's so sad. I knew a couple of very tall chicks, and you could just see it in their eyes where it's like, just approach me.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of
really
women are terminally bored too. So really, what women look for, I think, in the way that just a theory, right? I think they're just always looking for what's lacking in their life
yeah.
in a man, right?
Be
So
her indignation. It's a
yeah,
good one.
and if they're lacking money, a lot of them will have relationships with men that have are giving their money away easily. If they're lacking excitement, or indignation, they get with men that are like more exciting and play with their emotions. If they're like a tall woman that never gets dominated, they'll look for a guy that will dominate them.
Mm.
Um, but here in Nuke's world, I accept all types of girls, so I
We
will be what I
can't
have to be.
all taps of women.
Yeah,
We accept all y'all.
yeah. There's no discrimination here unless you're like unattractive, but you can fix that.
Yeah,
You can fix that.
no fat.
So Jack, what any final thoughts on today's show and gift giving and any advice for the guys out there?
Yes, my biggest advice to guys who are stuck in that mental state of, I need to convince her to like me, you don't. And if you truly think that, you need to work on yourself until you get to the point where you realize that what you're presenting as a human being is worth the damn.
All right.
And By Frame by Ryan. That's the biggest one.
Yeah. Final thoughts for me is like, guys, make sure you follow the natural order of things when dealing with women. And gifts have a place, but it's not the first date. It's probably not the second date. Depending, obviously, there's more nuance, right? You may be in a situation where you do that and it works out for you, right? But understand that you lead with your charming personality. You have to get that emotional hook, and in today's world, if you don't push for sex and intimacy, that emotional hook will most likely not exist. So first get that emotional hook, and then move on to you know try to establish that comfort within that intimacy. Like, hey, have sex again, and you know at first you may want to have sex as much as you can with her, so you can have more of that connection, and then here you get that deep conversion, and that's gonna come not in the form of like sex, but more in like, hey, I'm in the area, can I see you? Or hey, I know it's late, but can I come by? Or sending you messages at 1 a.m., little TikTok videos in the middle of the night, right? Or her opening up about things really, really personal things or stuff like that. That's how then okay, maybe it's time. Hey, I got you a plushie, or hey, I planned a nice dinner. So make sure that you do it in the right order, because if you do it in the wrong order, it's gonna ruin the interaction. It can ruin her perception of you, the attraction, all that stuff, and then you're gonna be frustrated because now you spent money, time, and effort in the um wrong order, and she's gonna feel obligated or feel unattracted to you. So make sure you guys do it in the right order. So, and then And that's the truth, my friends. And that's Lolo says that's the truth. Oh, with the PH, very nice. All right, guys. Well, Jack, could you plug in your stuff one more time for the
Yes.
viewers?
Prepare this week because Culture Warriors with Red Hawk and Governor Megatron is coming back on Thursday around what is that, 3 p.m. ish, I believe, for you Yanks. Somewhere around that. It's like 10 p.m. for me. And Red Evening is coming on my channel as well on Friday nights. Go youtube.com/ Jack Napier Knows. You'll find me. You'll find me on Twitter as well at Jack Napier Knows. I'm a bit dormant on Twitter right now because I'm trying to take a break from all of this
It's
and
crazy right
getting
now.
like touching grass more. I want to be more outside. I got a new part-time job, which I am absolutely happy about in the city I want to live. And I'm telling you guys, a lot of what's being said online, other than the theoretical, the actual theoretical, that's where like the value is. But these guys screaming maxims into the void, please stay away from that because it is skewing your worldview. There are a lot of pleasant people out there who are just bored and would love for you to get out there, be worth a damn, and smile a bit. The world is
Mm.
beautiful.
Yeah,
That's it.
don't lose hope, guys. It's and if you're frustrated, just know there's more to life than just girls. You know, there's hobbies, friends, that stuff, and you'll be fine. All right, let's get these last
You'll be all right.
chats. All right, nice work, fellas. See you around. Well, guys, if you guys have any topic ideas, just comment in the video below. The only thing I have to plug in is my Twitter, which it should be up there. And I'm also streaming on Twitch. If you guys play video games and stuff, let me know, and I'll follow you on Twitch. And yeah, also I caught Demon Slayer last night. It was pretty good. The new episode, man, it was pretty good. I was
Oh, it's
impressed.
out?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh,
It's
ah,
not dubbed, but it's. I know you don't like dub, but like it's not dubbed, but
I don't care.
the animation seems better. Yeah, first
Demon
episode's
Slayer.
out. Yeah, the animation and you're gonna see Akaza like the first character. So I thought everyone hated Akaza because of what happened with Rengoku, but
Oh,
everyone seems to like him. When I went to an anime the other day, there was a girl dressed up as Akaza,
nice.
and my little weeb horny brain was like, oh, she looks good.
And where was that? Was that the anime?
No, it
Was
was like a anime rave I
oh,
went
that's
to.
the one. Oh, there
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was dressed up in the as
yeah. She was
Akaza.
hot, but I think she had a boyfriend or something. But
Kimetsu.
yeah, Demon Slayer's out. Pretty good episode. You can tell that the writers and the animation are at the peak of their game for that one.
Oh yes. Look at me being excited.
Yeah, look,
Yes.
guys, this is genuine desire. This is genuine desire right here with Jack. Look at his genuine. Look at his eyes. That's how a girl's supposed to look at you.
Where did you see it? Was just on Crunchyroll?
Yeah,
What?
it's Crunchyroll season 3.
Movie
It's
3.
only in Japanese right now.
Yeah,
Like
I know, but
dub.
it has to be here somewhere.
I saw the episode last night.
Is that 26? This has to be it. This has to be it. I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out.
The animation definitely I think is better than the last season. So they really put in the work. So very good. So thanks guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or any topic ideas you want me to touch on, please comment below, and thank you for tuning in.
See you guys.